The rain started yesterday, at least. You think it did. But yesterday has become impossible to remember. The sky has been gray for so long that morning and evening look exactly the same. Every tree drips with water. Every step sinks into cold mud. Even the air feels wet. Nothing around you is dry anymore. Not your hands, not your clothes, not the animal skins wrapped around your children. Not even the fire. One by one, the last glowing embers disappear beneath the rain. Darkness returns, and with it comes a terrifying realization. If the fire doesn't come back, neither will tomorrow. Today, a week of rain is nothing more than an inconvenience. You stay inside, order food, and wait for the sun to return. But for an ancient human living nearly 50,000 years ago, endless rain wasn't just bad weather. It could destroy everything that kept you alive. So how did our ancestors survive a world where the sky refused to stop raining? The answer isn't as simple as finding shelter, because rain didn't just make people wet. It attacked every part of survival at the same time. It killed fire. It spoiled food. It flooded rivers. It drove predators into new territory. And it turned the ground beneath your feet into a trap. To understand why rain was so dangerous, imagine waking up inside a prehistoric forest. You haven't eaten since yesterday. Your tribe has been following animal tracks for hours. But overnight, the rain erased every footprint. The deer you were tracking has vanished without a trace. Your best hunter stops walking. He kneels beside the ground. Nothing. No prints. No broken branches. No scent. The forest has been reset. Rain is nature's greatest eraser. Long before roads or maps existed, ancient humans relied on tiny clues invisible to most of us. A bent blade of grass, fresh footprints pressed into soft earth, a snapped twig, a trail of disturbed leaves. Heavy rain erased them all within minutes. Every hunt became a gamble. And a failed hunt didn't just mean going hungry. It meant wasting precious energy your body couldn't afford to lose. The human body burns thousands of calories walking through rough terrain. If you spend an entire day chasing animals you never find, you've lost more energy than you've gained. Do that several days in a row, and starvation begins long before you actually run out of food. But hunger wasn't the biggest problem. Fire was. Today, starting a fire takes seconds. A lighter, a match, a gas stove. Ancient humans had none of those luxuries. Creating fire required dry tinder, dry wood, perfect timing, and an enormous amount of effort. Now imagine trying to find dry wood after days of constant rain. Dead branches are soaked. Tree bark is saturated. Leaves crumble into wet pulp. Even if you manage to create a spark, there's nothing dry enough to catch it. Without fire, the temperature inside your body begins falling. Wet animal skins lose much of their insulating ability. Cold air strips away body heat faster than most people realize. Modern researchers call this conductive heat loss. Water transfers heat away from your body nearly 25 times faster than air. That means a person standing in cold rain can become dangerously chilled, even when the temperature isn't freezing. For ancient humans sleeping outdoors, this wasn't uncomfortable. It was deadly. And fire did much more than provide warmth. It transformed food. Cooked meat is easier to digest. Cooked roots release more calories. Boiled water destroys dangerous microorganisms. Without fire, every meal became harder to eat, harder to digest, and far more dangerous. Then night arrived. The rain didn't stop. It became louder. Every drop striking leaves above your head. Every branch creaking in the wind. Every distant sound swallowed by the storm. Normally you could hear danger approaching. A branch snapping, footsteps through dry leaves, the low growl of a predator. Rain erased those sounds too. The forest became blind and deaf. Some predators hunted less during heavy storms. Others became even more unpredictable. Large cats could use the constant noise to move closer without being detected. Hyenas searched for weakened animals trapped in mud. Even snakes sought higher ground, sometimes sheltering beneath the same rocks humans used. The storm didn't remove danger. It changed where danger came from, and every morning brought the same terrifying question. Not, will the rain stop? But, can we survive another day if it doesn't? Eventually, humans realized something important. They didn't have to defeat the rain. They only had to survive longer than it. That realization changed everything. Instead of chasing food across flooded forests, tribes began changing the way they lived. The first priority wasn't hunting. It was protecting something far more valuable. Fire. Keeping a fire alive during endless rain was almost impossible, but not impossible enough. Archaeologists believe prehistoric humans often carried slow-burning embers instead of creating a brand new fire every day. A glowing piece of hardwood buried beneath layers of ash could stay hot for hours, sometimes even longer. Wrapped inside bark, surrounded by dry fibers, and protected from the wind, that tiny ember became the difference between life and death. Because making fire was difficult, keeping it alive was much easier. A single survivor carrying a hidden ember could restart the tribe's fire once the rain finally weakened. That tiny orange glow wasn't just heat. It was insurance. It was hope. And when even that wasn't enough, humans looked for shelter. Not every cave was a safe haven. Many were already occupied. Long before humans arrived, caves belonged to bears, hyenas, leopards, and other predators looking for exactly the same thing: a dry place to survive the storm. Imagine finally escaping the rain, only to discover fresh claw marks near the entrance, or the unmistakable smell of a sleeping bear somewhere in the darkness. Choosing the wrong shelter could be even more dangerous than staying outside. So many groups preferred something simpler: rock overhangs, dense trees, natural cliffs that blocked the wind, anything that reduced the endless stream of cold water falling from above. Then they improved them. Branches became roofs, animal hides became walls, wooden poles supported simple structures that redirected rain away from sleeping areas. These weren't permanent houses, but they didn't need to be. They only had to last longer than the storm. Rain also changed the way humans searched for food. Large animals became harder to track, so tribes became opportunists. Instead of relying on one massive hunt, they gathered whatever nature offered: fresh mushrooms after rainfall, edible roots softened by wet soil, snails, shellfish, fish trapped inside shrinking pools as floodwaters receded, small animals hiding beneath fallen logs. It wasn't glamorous, but survival rarely is. The smartest humans weren't always the strongest hunters. They were the best problem solvers. And that's where our species quietly separated itself from nearly every other animal. Most predators are specialists. Lions hunt large prey. Wolves hunt in packs. Eagles hunt from the sky. Humans hunted whatever the environment allowed. When one food source disappeared, they found another. That flexibility became one of humanity's greatest evolutionary weapons. Rain also taught another lesson: stay together. A lone person trying to survive endless storms had almost no chance. One person gathered firewood. Another searched for food. Others repaired shelters. Parents protected children. Older members shared knowledge gained from surviving previous seasons. No individual knew everything, but together, the tribe remembered. One generation discovered which trees resisted water. The next learned where rivers flooded first. Another learned how to store dry tinder inside hollow pieces of wood. Knowledge became more valuable than strength, because every storm left behind a lesson, and every lesson made the next storm slightly less deadly. Scientists call this cumulative culture. Instead of each generation starting from zero, humans inherited thousands of tiny survival tricks. Each one seemed insignificant. Together, they changed history. Even the human brain may have been shaped by challenges like these. Living through unpredictable weather rewarded planning. You couldn't wait until it started raining. You prepared before the clouds arrived, collected dry wood, repaired shelters, stored food, protected fire. The individuals who planned ahead survived more often. Over thousands of generations, those habits became deeply woven into human behavior. Even today, most people instinctively feel uneasy when dark storm clouds appear. We check weather forecasts, close windows, charge our phones, buy supplies. Our modern response is different, but the instinct is ancient. It's the echo of ancestors who knew a storm could decide whether their family lived or died. Eventually, the rain always ended. The rivers shrank. Animals returned. Fresh plants covered the forest once again. Life continued. But the people who stepped back into the sunlight weren't the same people who entered the storm. Every season had tested them. Every hardship had taught them something new. And those lessons accumulate.